The Trauma Bay. I hope something interesting happens today, I said to my friend Stephanie. We were volunteering at a hospital, stationed in the emergency room ER. Nora, our supervisor, who was a paramedic with years of experience, assigned us tasks for the day. She was one of the most knowledgeable people I'd ever met and loved sharing her insights with us. Our 4-hour shifts were simple: observe medical emergencies and help when needed. Saying we wanted something interesting to happen was always bittersweet. For us, it meant a chance to learn from doctors and residents, maybe even assist with minor tasks. However, for patients, it meant pain and uncertainty. The Trauma Bay was always the most exciting part of the hospital. After all, it's where you go for the most extreme cases. Admittedly, many times trauma codes would be called on the speakers, and I'd rush over, hoping for a case straight out of the TV show House MD, only to find elderly patients who had fallen but were otherwise okay. Every now and then, something extraordinary came in. That day, I was hoping for one of those rare cases. Suddenly, I heard the words, "Trauma Bay 1, Trauma Bay 1. Stephanie and I exchanged glances before rushing towards the bay. Through the ambulance entrance, paramedics wheeled in a man on a stretcher. Blood-soaked, the tourniquet wrapped around his leg, and his face twisted in agony. Even with my practically non-existing medical training, I knew two things. This was serious, and that man was getting ketamine soon. Soon, we got to Bay 1, where all the staff was expecting the patient. As soon as the physicians laid eyes on the man, they knew surgery was coming. The paramedics gave their report. He was showing clients a ranch when a wild jaguar charged at them. He tried to stop it, even aimed to shoot it, but it got to him first. Talks of surgery quickly filled the room, and I could feel the excitement soaring through my veins. I turned to Stephanie and said, "Can you ask Nora if we're allowed to go watch the surgery?" A few minutes later, we found ourselves chasing residents. I had never walked so fast in my entire life. I looked back at Stephanie with an expression of nervousness and excitement. I had never watched a surgery performed. I felt like Dr. Gregory House. The hospital is always cold, especially the surgical areas, but I didn't feel a tinge of cold through my excitement. Instead, I could feel the nervousness and adrenaline rush through every vein in my body. At the OR entrance, a resident stopped us. "You'll need to scrub in first," she said before guiding us to change into scrubs. "Don't worry, you won't miss anything. The team takes time to prep." We barely had time to settle before the double doors swung open. The lead surgeon walked in, hands raised in a sterile position, rock music blasting in the background. "Let's get this done." Then came the remark that made me pause. The surgeon laughed as he saw Dr. Feynman, a female physician, securing the tourniquet. Didn't expect a woman to get it that tight. Without missing a beat, she tightened it further. "It's a matter of pride now, sir." I had a small smirk on my face, watching her work with quiet confidence. Surgery was always grueling, but at that moment I looked down and noticed she was wearing cowboy boots. I couldn't help but wonder, does she ever get tired of operating in cowboy boots? The surgeon made the first incision, and the moment the scalpel touched the skin, the music seemed to intensify, right on cue. The song itself was the kind of track you hear in a training montage, the type that makes you want to run upstairs or fight a battle. "Massive vascular damage," a resident noted. "We need to isolate the femoral artery," the surgeon said, his voice unwavering. "Clamp." The scrub nurse handed him the instrument seamlessly. A suction tube whirled as pooled blood was cleared, revealing the shredded artery underneath. The rock song hit its chorus just as the surgeon started repairing the vessel, his hands moving with extreme precision, completely in sync with the beat. Despite the intensity, the team was eerily calm. After all, they did this practically every day. Each member knew one's role, moving as one and responding to the orders before they were fully spoken. It was mesmerizing, the kind of organized chaos that only existed in a place like this. As they finished suturing the artery, the music had already shifted to a calm track without me noticing. "Nice work," the surgeon muttered. "Let's close up." I exhaled. I realized my hands had been gripping the edge of my scrub top the entire time. As we stepped away, Stephanie turned to me, her eyes wide with awe. "That was unreal," she whispered. I nodded, still processing everything. The rush, the precision, and the intensity was nothing like what I had imagined, but somehow it was even better.